What's up, guys? Welcome to the 34th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast, season 2. I have a very big headache right now. I got off work recently, bro. I'm still in my work shirt. Like, that's I don't know what was going on today. Like, I was seeing like dark spots in my vision, and I'm like I ate before I went into work, so like I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm dying. Who knows? Um. Anyway, um, let's get into the weekend. NASCAR and Formula One. NASCAR, the Xfinity and Cup Series was at Vegas, and then Formula One was in Austin, Texas, at Circuit of the Americas. As for the Xfinity race, um, Sheldon Creed had an engine issue and changed the engine, not qualifying. Um, Kyle Weatherman had unapproved adjustments, so both of them had to go to the rear. It was Brandon Jones to get pole, Cole Custer on the outside. Um, Lap 6 is the first caution with JJ Yaley making contact with Leland Honeyman Jr. In 25th, Leland hits the outside wall, bringing out the caution. Brandon Jones still in the lead on the restart. And on lap 36, Dylan Lupton gets into the wall and brings out the caution. Again, Brandon's still in the lead on this restart. Riley Herbst on the outside. Cole Custer takes the lead, and Justin Allgaier follows for second. Cole Custer ends up winning the stage. Cole leading on the restart after the stage. Justin Allgaier on the outside. No caution up until the end of stage 2, where Justin Allgaier wins. Lap 98, AJ Allmendinger takes the lead on the inside for the restart. Justin Allgaier outside. The field stacks up behind the leaders. Sammy Smith makes hard contact with Taylor Gray, who spins in the outside wall, bringing out the caution. AJ Allmendinger leading again on this restart on the inside. Justin Allgaier outside. They go through green flag pit stops. It isn't until 172. Kyle Sieg spins from 21st, bringing out the caution. AJ Allmendinger still in the lead, choosing the inside. Ryan Sieg on the outside. The caution comes out on lap 196 for Sammy Smith losing power and stalls it, bringing out the caution. But ultimately, it is AJ Allmendinger to hold on to the lead. Ryan Sieg comes up short in second, but it is Allmendinger to win at Vegas for the Xfinity Series. On to the Cup Series. So, Ryan Blaney actually lost a tire in practice and hits the hall pretty hard enough to bring out a backup car, so he had to go to the rear of the field. But it was Christopher Bell who got pole. The first caution is on lap 64. Daniel Hemrick makes contact with Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon goes hard into the outside wall, bringing out the caution. Eric Jones has to come down pit road after losing a wheel and takes a 2-lap penalty. But it is Martin Truex Jr. In the lead on this restart. And on the inside, William Byron outside. Tyler Reddick ends up winning stage 1. Denny Hamlin is the leader after the stage break. Ty Gibbs on the outside. Martin Truex Jr. and Chase Elliott make contact after collecting Tyler Reddick and Brad Keselowski. Tyler Reddick actually ends up flipping He flips and then lands back on his 4 tires and just keeps driving. His day does end after he reached the pits, his pit stall, but that was wild. He drove away after flipping. Um, but Austin Cindric actually spins behind them. Ryan Blaney ends up hitting the wall in this and spins coming to pit road. Both of them have had toe link damage, and Austin was done for the day after not being able to fix it. I'm not sure if Ryan was done for the day. I can't exactly remember.
They fixed it. They will be able to go back out.
So, Ty Gibbs was looking really strong. Thought maybe that he might get his first win. Who knows? But he was leading on this restart on the outside, Joey Logano inside. And they had to go through green flag pit stops once again. Christopher Bell wins stage 2. Christopher Bell leads on the restart on the inside, Martin Truex Jr. on the outside. Lap 194, Ty Gibbs spins, bringing out the caution after battling for several laps with Kyle Larson. Sorry, Tyler Larson. Kyle Larson for the free pass. Christopher Bell leads on this restart inside, Martin Truex outside. Again, another set of green flag pit stops. But Joey Logano ultimately gets the lead from Daniel Suarez. And the Fords are do so fantastic on fuel mileage races. They can go a lot longer than the other two manufacturers, which helped Joey Logano win this win in Vegas. He held off Christopher Bell, did 72 laps on fuel, and still had enough fuel to do a burnout. So, in all Fords, like, if you look over the mileage races, like, in the past, like, Chase Briscoe has done it, like, all of the Penske cars do really well on fuel mileage races, like, it's the, like, RFK cars. Ford has just done it better than Toyota and Chevy with their fuel mileage. Now, for Formula One. And then we'll get into our What's in the Group Chat segment. It was actually a sprint race this past weekend in COTA. I didn't know it, which is why we did not do our picks for the sprint race. But in the one practice session, Lewis had a spin during practice 1, but ultimately it was Carlos Sainz fastest, followed by his teammate Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen in third fastest. For sprint qualifying, out in SQ1, Zhou Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas, Alex Albon, Esteban Ocon, and Oscar Piastri. Out in SQ2 was Liam Lawson, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, and Checo Perez. In SQ1, the order Franco Colapinto made an appearance, being 10th, starting 10th for the sprint race, but it was Max Verstappen to get sprint pole, followed by George Russell and Charles Leclerc. And it was a double Haas SQ3 here in the States at their home race. As for the sprint, Max ended up winning the sprint, um, Carlos Sainz came in second and Lando Norris in third. For qualifying for the Grand Prix, um, Lando Norris got pole, beating out Max Verstappen um, by like a couple hundredths. I'm pretty sure. And Carlos Sainz took the third place on the grid. As for the race, like I said, um, Lewis crashed. I want to say lap 3, um, and I want to say George Russell. I'm pretty sure got a penalty. For force, it was either forcing somebody off track or um, gaining an advantage off track. Because the same thing happened later, right at the very end of the race, where um, it looked like Max forced Lando off track, and Lando got ahead of Max while he was off track. Ultimately, Lando got a 5-second penalty for that. Um, so that means Max moved up into third place, but it was Charles to win, and it was a double Ferrari um, podium at Austin for the Grand Prix. Now for our What's in the Group Chat. Travis Mack for Carla Racing no longer is the crew chief for the number 16 effective immediately, which was actually a week ago. Now it is Darian Grubb that was crew chiefing this past weekend at Las Vegas for SVG. This past weekend at Austin, um, Alpine had a special livery that was orange, or looked orange, with a partner, like in their partnership with Xbox and the new Indiana Jones video game, and everybody was making jokes that it kind of looked like a McLaren, um, and making jokes that um, Pierre and Esteban would jokingly hop into a McLaren instead of their Alpine car. Um, Bubba Wallace will be running um, a special paint scheme. I want to say in Homestead, Miami, for the Ronald McDonald House Home Foundation. I can't remember like what word they actually use. Um, and it was designed by families currently staying in South Florida that are in with um, like that foundation. And it's also 50 years of the Ronald McDonald there. Taylor Gray is going full time in the 54 car in the Xfinity Series in 2025. Um, and also, William Sawalich is going to be in the 18 Xfinity car for Joe Gibbs Racing, meaning they have a stacked lineup, honestly. Um, like, if Brandon Jones goes back to the way he was when he was a junior, or not at Joe Gibbs, where he was actually winning races, um, they're like, they have Brandon Jones, Taylor Gray, and William Sawalich. And their fourth car is normally the one that is like a revolving, I don't want to say revolving door, but like just swaps drivers out. So we don't know if that's going to continue that way or if they might actually decide to keep Chandler Smith. Who knows? And apparently, Joe Gibbs confirmed that Ty Gibbs will officially be listed as the team owner of the 54 Xfinity car in 2025. Apparently, NASCAR is only planning for 32 charters next season, which we used to run like 42 cars a week like 10 years ago. And now it's apparently going to be 32. Uh Haas signed an extension for the four charters. Both Front Row and SHR plan to purchase one. Um, but it's up to NASCAR to approve the transfers. Um, Again, there's a lot going on with this like lawsuit, legal stuff. So if you want to go read it yourself, you're welcome to do that. Spencer Boyd is going to continue to operate his truck program and be the driver of the 76 truck next year. Um, I I didn't know this was new knowledge, but Dawson Sutton is named the full time driver for the 25 truck next year. I thought that was already like knowledge, but I guess it was just whenever he took over this year. Um, Kevin Harvick Incorporated and Araceli War will work together in 2025, um, handling the Super and Pro Late Model programs for both Kevin and Keelan. Kevin will consult with the team and its Truck Series program and driver Dawson Sutton. Ryan Ellis is making a switch from Alpha Prime to DGM for 2025. And RIP to Alex Bowman's phone. He, whenever the news that his disqualification came, he tossed his phone into the pool because he didn't want to hear all of the messages that he was about to get. And when it got thrown into the pool, the impact of it hitting the bottom of the pool dialed 911. Luckily, the police didn't show up. It was fine, but like
We also point out that he found out that he got disqualified from Twitter. He found out on Twitter that he got disqualified. From Bob, actually.
But luckily, his phone still works. It says his phone is perfectly fine. But he's had a rough week. He found out he got disqualified. Then he had a leak in his roof. So he had to get that replaced. And then he found out he had a crack in his one of his cars. So he had to get that fixed.
Join the club, buddy. Join the club.
Brad Keselowski said that he would be interested in one of the charters if they became available. But at the moment, those extra charters are supposed to be going to Trackhouse 2311 and Front Row. So I've seen over the past couple of years, that Ryan Blaney has been called like the wingman or like the best teammate, because like he always helps like Joey and Austin. And that again, he has been claimed to be the best teammate in motorsports, because now Joey has the shot to be in the championship 4. So they have a guaranteed chance at the trophy for Penske, to become an organization to get 3 championships in a row. But there is no bad blood between Alex and Joey. Like, Joey half-heartedly apologized, and Alex Bowman was like, "It's not your fault." And that was their first interaction since Charlotte. William Byron and Jeff Gordon actually went to Austin. I'm pretty sure for Friday. I think they were there. I was very jealous. But it was, again, they brought Jessica to a NASCAR race, so I feel like it's pretty fair that they bring Jeff. I mean, Jeff Gordon of all people. Like, he's a very well-known and well-respected race car driver. And then William Byron is the other driver that, like, the Valvoline, like, sponsorship. I don't think any of our picks were right. Or, well, who chose Charles?
I did.
And then, because Molly, you had him as winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Lakota, you had his long shot. No?
Winner.
Oh.
Adam was winner.
Who? Because, okay, so I didn't choose Carlos. I think I said Lando and Alonso. So none of that was right. And none of us chose Max for obviously for third place. At least for the actual Grand Prix. Max won the sprint race, so if we would have used that, that would have been correct. And then, did we say it was Charles that got second? Was that who it was in the sprint? I don't know. Either way, on to this weekend. It is Homestead, Miami. The trucks are back and are going to be racing, as well as Xfinity and Cup. And then I want to say Formula One is going to Mexico. They're going to be in Mexico City. As for the truck series, all right, who's got Christian? Who's got Corey?
I have Corey.
I have Christian.
Okay.
And I have Raja as my long shot.
Connor's running the 75. Because, well, Connor Zilich is running the 75 because Connor Mozak is in the 7. That is a very... We'll definitely see what type of equipment the 75 is, because normally it's Stephen Parsons. And don't get me wrong, he's a good race car driver, but the amount of talent that Connor Zilich has, we'll definitely see, like, if that equipment brings him down or not, or who knows. I don't even remember who won it last year. I'm gonna try Nick Sanchez, Florida boy, you know. And I'll do a Taylor Gray. Dakota, did you say your long shot?
I did not. I'm also gonna go Taylor.
You go Taylor. Frankie Muniz is gonna be in the 22 this week.
Corey Day.
So, the Xfinity series, you got a lot of people doing, like, Brad Perez is gonna be there. Gonna be driving. Austin Green is gonna be back. William Sawalich in the 19. Ryan Truex in the 26. You have Mason Maggio is actually going to be in the 45 this week. The 74 is still to be announced, but it could. There's normally two different drivers that I Like it could be Myatt, it could be Dawson, it could be Ryan Vargas. There's quite a lineup that of drivers that could be there in the 74. Connor Zilic is going to be back in the 88. Nick Leitz is going to be in the 92. Gosh, I'm trying to think who do I think could.
I have Cole as my winner and Justin as my long shot.
I think I'm gonna go Chandler Smith and you know, I'm gonna go. I was about to say this comment, but it's gonna sound a little mean. I was about to say I'm gonna go an actual long shot and say Brad Perez because he's in the 07. But we'll see. I don't know. The 07 hasn't had a very good track record, in general, but we'll see.
I'm gonna go Sammy and Justin.
Alrighty, for the Cup race.
Freaking cool.
I have Alex as my winner and Blaney as my long shot.
Gonna be honest, I think I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson. Just because from what I remember, Homestead Miami is about the high line and running against the wall, and that's Kyle Larson's specialty. So I'm gonna go Kyle Larson. And long shot, Chase Briscoe.
When I just looked it up earlier, the past winner was Christopher Bell won and Blaney finished second.
So fairly good odds. Lakota is like majorly contemplating over there.
Dude, I don't even know.
No, Ty finished 7th that race too, I believe.
I really have no freaking clue. We're just gonna go with.
Yeah, Ty finished 7th that one.
I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick one. Alrighty, we're just gonna go with Ty. And I don't know who my long shot is. Whoever wants to be a long shot, I guess. We're gonna go with
Larson finished 34th on that one because he wrecked out for that racer.
Guys, you've heard it here. Lakota is going with John Hunter Nemechek as her long shot.
Oh fuck no, he can go. It's hit a wall. I'm gonna go so far to the park, and I'm gonna say Justin Haley.
You know, who knows? He's back in Spire equipment. That, you know, from Carson's point of view, like, it can run well. So, who knows?
There we go. We're going with Ty Gibbs and then Justin Haley, because why not?
So,
That was stressful.
Mexico City. Again, for people who do not know, the way that we pick our Formula One is we exclude Max because we originally believed that he was going to run away with every race. And we pick essentially second and third on the podium, but they're still classified as our winner and long shot. So I'm gonna say Checo Perez because I feel like if he is not somewhere on the podium for Mexico, people are literally gonna riot. Um, so I'm gonna go Checo, and I'm gonna go Carlos Sainz.
Got Lando and George.
Well, I'm gonna go Lando and frick if I know. Lewis.
That is the weekend, and I believe we covered the majority of stuff that we. There might be some stuff out there like we don't cover everything, but we try to cover as much as like the three of us can find. Um, but next week is gonna be a fun episode. Like I said, if everything works out, mark your calendars next Friday. Um, we're gonna have an entertaining episode next week. But I believe that is it for us this week. Thank you guys for watching, for listening, however you enjoy our lovely podcast. This has been the 34th episode, excuse me, of the Trackside Girls podcast, season 2. Are you guys ready for this outro? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It goes peace, love, and race cars. Oh, okay, so I see Mamba and Noah. Is that what it was? Or no, Chase. No.
It's Mom.
Oh, it's
It's
Mom.
Noah.
No. Okay. You threw me off. The colors like threw me off. I knew the O2 was Mamba, but
It's little Noah.
all right. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.